Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of AdaInspires TV, where we are bringing amazing women to come and inspire you and share their knowledge, their ideas to help you make sure that your dreams come to life. I'm so excited because we have a phenomenal woman today on our show, and can't wait to ask her all the questions on effective planning and execution. Ma'am, you are welcome to our show. We are so glad to have you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here too.
Yeah, so tell us about you. Like, go back from secondary school, if possible, primary school,
Oh, wow.
university. How did it all start for you? Yes,
Are
to
you sure you
where
don't
we
want me to
are
tell
right
you about
now.
when I was in the womb?
You can go ahead and tell us. We don't mind.
uh, okay, let me see how far I can go. Okay, I
Okay.
attended Zamani College in Kaduna State. I
Oh
think that was
wow.
1990, 91. And I finished, yeah, my family had to move to Ghana for a while. And then we
Okay.
came back to Nigeria. So I graduated from Anglican Girls Grammar School in Ijebu-Ode. I finished 97,
Wow.
and in 98, 99, I got admitted to study veterinary medicine in University of Maiduguri, Borno State.
Wow.
And
Wow.
I spent 6, 7 years for medicine there. And then in 2005, I graduated. 2006, I went for my NYC at Zamfara State. Bakura
Wow.
local government to be precise, and that was where I started my lecturing journey. I was
Yeah.
assigned to the College of Agric and Animal Science there, and I taught the students there, and it was a beautiful experience. My students still call me up to today. They call me Malama there and it was fun
Wow.
because we're looking for someone that could speak Hausa because not all of
Yeah.
them were very conversant and
Mm-hmm.
good with English. So I taught them
Yeah.
physiology and anatomy in the college. And I remember when I finished my NYC, they wanted me to stay back, but I didn't want to because it was so laid back. It was a village,
Yeah.
and I wasn't
Then,
married then.
right?
I was like, how will I get a husband in this lungu? So I had to exactly. And
That's
coincidentally met my
interesting.
husband during NYC there. My husband was a batch ahead of me. He was a batch there. We met them there. And he was eyeing me then. I
Wow.
didn't know. So I finished, went back home to Kaduna. And that was after that, we kept in touch. And after a while, we got married. So after Bakura, I started my
Yeah.
master's in ABU. And in 2008, November, my birthday, I got a beautiful birthday gift from God. I had applied to the University of Abuja, and it was
Mm-hmm.
like looking like it wasn't going to happen. And I remember I was in a lecture hall in ABU doing my master's,
Mm-hmm.
and I got a
Yeah.
call to come pick up my employment letter. A list had been released, and
Wow.
12 of us, and I was one of them. It was a
Wow.
beautiful one. So I traveled
Yeah.
there, picked my letter, and that was how my lecturing journey continued because it actually started in Bakura.
Yeah.
So since then till now, I've been lecturing at the University of Abuja, Faculty of Veterinary Medicine. I've
Mm-hmm.
coached, mentored several teenagers and young adults, and I have graduates doing
Yeah.
great things in various
Yeah.
parts of the world. And
Yeah.
then I started thinking of how to give back, really. I just have a passion of seeing young people realize their dreams. Along the way, with
Mm-hmm.
my experience in lecturing, I realized that a lot of people are in school studying what they don't like. And some people are
Yeah.
studying and they don't know what to do with what they have studied. So you have people
True.
whose parents have invested so much in their education, but they're not really
Yeah.
maximizing it. And it kind
Yeah.
of comes down to waste. So I've also taught in my church, Living Faith Church. I've taught in the teens church for years.
Wow.
So when you
Yeah.
counsel the teenagers, you realize that they're confused really. They are filling their jam
Mm-hmm.
forms and they're having confliction
Mm-hmm.
with their parents. My mother wants me to
Yeah.
study this, my father wants me to study, and this is what I want to study. So that was why I
Yeah.
realized there was a need in the society, and I
Mm-hmm.
started my
Yeah.
coaching outfit called
Yeah.
Boost from Faith Academy. I actually started with a Facebook group, and it's still
Yeah.
on, where I daily encourage people to be the best versions of themselves. And then I moved on to the coaching outfit, got my coaching certification. So, and then in 2007, in 2006, I went to the US on a Fulbright scholarship to do some research in Maryland,
Mm-hmm.
Bowie State University. So when I returned, when you have some experiences, you come back, you realize that you have a lot more to offer, and life has a lot more
Yeah.
to even give. So I was
True.
really not satisfied where I was anymore. And in October, I remember one of my mentors called me for a meeting, like a retreat, a women's retreat. And at the
Mm.
retreat, she said, Faith, you're handling the planning and organization. And well, for me, planning and organization came natural. I didn't think it was a gift or a talent.
Mm-hmm.
So, but she
Okay.
put me in charge. And this meeting was with big pastors and all that. I think I was the only one that was not really a pastor. Maybe not only, but I felt I was one that really
Yeah.
didn't have any talent or gift, just my
Yeah.
teaching experience and being a doctor. And so during as we got to the venue, she said, Faith, you're taking us a training on planning. And I looked at her, I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, from when now? Who will I teach planning? You have pastors and big women. Where will you start from? So I thought she was joking, really. So I was like, oh,
Yeah.
ma, we don't have the time. The program I designed, there's no time for that. She said, no, 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 you're taking it. So I
Mm-hmm.
realized I kept trying her. She was adamant. So I just carried pen and paper. I started trying to put something together. I was like just trying to.
Mm-hmm.
And then time came for the training, and I started training them. And I saw women crying. It was so engaging, so interesting, so impactful that we even had to shift time for other events to accommodate more time for the
Mm-hmm.
session.
Yeah.
So it was
Yeah.
really humbling for me, really. And then after the
Yeah.
experience, normally when I have any occasion or event, when I get home, I do like a flashback. I assess myself. What did you gain? How did you go? So while doing that, I just heard, put it into a book. I heard it clearly, and I was like, book, God, where do I start from? Funny enough, I just picked out topics and I spoke from there. So I didn't really have any notes. So I had to start gathering my notes, my thoughts. I tried to remember the things I said, and all. And that was how the journey started in
Yeah. Yeah.
2018.
Wow.
2018. So I was supposed to publish it last year.
Mm-hmm.
But work, I just got back into the country. Work had
Yeah.
piled up for me in the office, my
Yeah.
children, my husband. So
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't make it last year, really. And then early
Yeah.
this year, I sent it to the publisher, and it's out already. It's on pre-order now. Pre-order means that you get it for cheaper before we start distributing. So I'm selling it for
Yeah.
4,000 naira now. So, but
Yeah.
from next month, October, it moves to 6,000 naira once attributing. So, but
Wow.
all that is without delivery charge. Yes. So, but
Charges.
I
Yeah.
started a promo this week, selling for
Okay.
4,000 naira, and it will be delivered free. But that promo
Okay.
ends this week. So from next week,
Wow.
I don't do free delivery anymore because yeah.
It's especially in Nigeria here. I know all those book logistics. It can be a hell lot of challenges surrounding the delivery and all that. But that is
Exactly.
amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm interested in you. You are the CEO of an NGO. You are in charge of Boots of Faith
Yeah.
Academy. You are a veterinary surgeon. You are
Yeah.
a mom. You are a wife.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're doing something in your
Yeah.
church too.
Yeah.
And you're organizing a conference you told me about.
Exactly.
How do you effectively plan
Yep.
your life, execute this action without wearing yourself down? Yes.
Mm, First of all, it starts with knowing what you want, really. You know,
Okay.
I have engaged with so many people in life, and I realize that a lot of people really don't know what they want. They think they
True.
know, but okay, when we sit down and I say, okay, what do you really want? Then they are lost. It's like they want so
Mm.
many things, or they are distracted. Oh, I want this. Then when they see somebody doing, oh, I really want this. I really want. They're always up and down. They
Yeah.
really haven't sat down to validate who they are and what they really want. So it starts from there.
True.
You really need to dig deep into you and know what you want. Because if
Yeah.
you're doing what somebody else wants, you're following the crowd or following a friend, following a clique, you're going to get frustrated at the end of the day. Along the way, you will get frustrated because that's not really what you want. So
True.
it starts with knowing who you are and knowing yourself. For instance, I
Mm-hmm.
know me. I know my shortcomings. I know my strengths. I know my weaknesses.
Yeah.
So let me give you an instance. I'm a task-oriented person.
Okay.
I'm a workaholic, I do, but I burn out fast. So
Mm.
because I know that once I start burning out, I drop everything and I take a rest. So
Yeah.
before I didn't know this. So when I burn out, I become frustrated, I become cranky, and it starts telling on my family. So, but over
Mm.
time, my husband will be like, babe, what's the issue? What's bothering you? And when we look at it,
Yeah.
I realize that, oh, I was already getting tired, and because I'm a perfectionist, I want everything perfect. And that's not putting my frustration on anybody. If anybody comes around me, I'm cranky and all. But when I realized that, I worked on it. So life is a journey, we all know, but you really have to
Yeah.
know who you are and what you want. So it starts from
Yeah.
there. 'Cause I had a friend when we were in school, you ask her what she wants, she really doesn't know. She was the
Yeah.
one that made me understand that sometimes people don't know what they want. It's not a bad thing not to know. But when
Yeah.
you know you don't know, then begin to find out. That's where your journey starts
Yeah.
from. You can't plan if you don't know what you're planning for. What would you be planning for? So that's where it starts from, really. And then you flow
Sometimes,
from there. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Sometimes when we look at everybody, it looks as if we all have it together. But when you get down to the nitty gritty, it's
Mm.
like we might not even know what we want. And I'm so happy that you said that it has to start from the person. You have to really,
Yeah.
really know what you want. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. So
Yeah.
to everyone that is watching, we have Dr. Faith here, and she's going to answer all your questions on effective planning and execution, because especially for us
Execution.
women, we take up a lot of
Yeah.
tasks. So if you have any question, please
Yeah.
drop it drop it in the comment box. So there's something that normally happens, especially when we burn out, we start getting cranky, like you don't even want, it's hard to get
Yeah.
back. How do we avoid getting to that
Mhm.
point of burning out? And okay, maybe you find out
Uh,
that you're burnt out, what do you do? Maybe in the workplace, for example, in the workplace
it's an individual and a personal. Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so it's a personal and individual thing, and
Yeah.
this will apply to anywhere, whether workplace, whether family, anywhere it would apply. So when you know yourself and you know your person, you know the things that you like to do, you know the things that help you
Mm.
relax. So, for instance, for me, movies help me relax a lot. I relax with
Okay.
movies. And then
Okay.
I do vacation. Vacation helps me relax. So there are
Okay.
times I drop the kids with my husband and I take time out. And I must say that's what a lot of women don't do. Check it.
Yeah.
Men always have time with their friends. They get to go out. The woman is always saddled with the kids. So as a
Mhm.
woman, you need to find time for you. A lot of women don't even know what to spend time with themselves. It's always the kids. If it's not the kids, the husband, the house. We forget about
Yeah.
taking care of ourselves. So I have
Yeah.
understood over time that I create time to pamper myself. Okay, for instance, kids
Yeah.
know that when I tell them, oh, today is mommy day, I need time off, they
Yeah.
understand. So I
Yes.
might not even go anywhere. I might be at home, but I'm in my room. I love
Yeah.
my room and I do what I want to do. Maybe I'm watching a movie, I'm reading a book, I'm doing something. So once in a while, they just
Mhm.
knock, mommy, are you okay? We're just checking on you. I say, oh, I'm fine. Oh, I love you. That's it. But all those hours you spend alone, they are really rejuvenating. You know,
Yeah.
you even
Totally.
get to
Yeah.
sort out things. Sometimes you're not really even doing anything, you're just resting. And it helps a lot.
Okay.
And as a doctor, I'll tell you that it helps with our physiology. When we're stressed,
Mhm.
we release a lot of hormones that set up a lot of cascade of abnormalities in us. So you
Yeah.
don't see it, but it's
Mhm.
happening and it's influencing what
Yeah.
is happening to your body. So you see somebody
Yeah.
that never had high BP, all of a sudden her blood pressure starts rising. She says, "Oh, I've never had high blood pressure before. Where's this coming from?" something is
Mm-hmm.
causing it on the background. And
Yeah,
women, we can
absolutely.
think a lot, so
Tell me about
finding
that.
time finding time to declutter,
Yeah.
just clear your mind, enjoy
Mm-hmm.
you, because at the end of the day, whatever is bothering you, if you can't control it, you can't control it. There's nothing more you can do about it. I have a coach
Yeah.
that tells me, whatever you can control, control, and whatever you cannot control, drop it, release it. And that has helped me
Yeah.
a lot. So when I ask myself, okay, my worry over this, is it going to make any difference? And it's not, I
Okay.
just drop it and it sorts
Yeah.
itself out. So
Yeah.
as a woman, my first advice is learn to create time for yourself. I have met
Yeah.
women who are actually afraid of being alone. They feel insecure when the kids or the husbands aren't there. And I ask a question, have you noticed that is not a problem with men? Your husband will leave you,
Mm.
go spend time with
Mm-hmm.
friends and hang out, and he
Mm.
has relaxed and released. So when he comes
Yeah.
home and you are cranky, he's looking at you as, what's wrong with this babe? He has had a time for himself. You
Yeah.
haven't. So you need to create that time. Look, women can go crazy with all the drama now. Do you know sometimes when you leave your kid to your husband for 2 hours, my husband will be calling me, babe, where are you? I'm tired. I'm like, oh, sorry, today is your turn. So your your husband's mumu button. You need to press it to say, sweetheart, please, these
Yeah.
kids, you guys should hang out today. Have daddy time, and just jet away somewhere, even if it's just a friend's place or somewhere. You don't have to
Yeah.
spend so much money. Just create time for
True.
yourself and do something. When you
True.
come home, even you'll be like, oh yes, and then the family will enjoy you better.
Yeah. I
So
agree
even if it's
totally
at
with
work, you
you.
have that same issue, it
True.
helps.
True.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everywhere.
I
Yeah.
yeah, totally. I remember the first time in 2+ years I left my home for 1 week. It was work, but it was a bit relaxing. I was like, I
Wow.
felt guilty. Let me tell you the truth. I felt guilty because before before I got married, I traveled a lot. Like I've been to like 22 states in Nigeria, and after I got married and I gave birth,
Mhm.
I couldn't do those things again. And I found out that when I came back, I was more refreshed. I had burst of ideas and all of that. So
Exactly.
that thing you said about taking
Mhm.
care of yourself is really key. All right. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's talk about the perfectionist syndrome. I have a bit of that. I'm learning to
Mm.
not to be so perfect. Some of us would do to do
Um,
list. We overplan and we overplan and we overplan and we don't execute. How can people like
mm,
this get out of that mode where you keep planning and you keep planning and
mm,
you never get, and before you know it, 2 years is gone, 5 years is gone. Something you've been planning 10 years
mm,
ago, you've still not achieved it. What should someone do in such a
mm.
situation?
Well, planning is a process.
Mm-hmm,
Planning is not complete until you have executed and you have your
mm-hmm,
result, and then you evaluate your result. You say, oh, this is what I wanted. Because let's first say, for instance, you plan to build a two-bedroom bungalow and you had a
yeah,
particular specification. And then at the end of
yeah,
your plan you executed, you still built a two-bedroom bungalow, but it wasn't to the taste you wanted it. You have planned and executed, but you didn't really achieve your goal.
yeah.
So planning can be that specific and detailed. So what I would advise for people that are perfectionists is that there are different kinds of planning types of planning. So
Mm-hmm,
when you have that kind of elaborate plan and you realize that you're not really achieving it, break it down
mm-hmm,
into cells.
mm-hmm,
Okay, so like the example I gave, you want to build a house. Okay, so
mm-hmm,
building a house is a big plan. So you
mm-hmm,
can cut it down to, okay, first of all, drafting your plan. What kind of house do you want? Yeah. Then doing your budgets. Then getting the people to do it. By the time you break it out into phases and cells, it's easier to manage. You say, okay, if building a house looks so huge and overwhelming, okay, so let me start with the costs. That is a target, that is a goal. So you can make a plan for that. Okay, I'm going to do this within 1 week. So it's
mm-hmm,
more realistic and more achievable for you, even for your mind. It's not so
mm-hmm,
huge or overwhelming. So you do that. Then after doing
mm-hmm.
that, then you move to the next phase. But one of the
Yeah.
problems we have is we make plans for very huge goals, multifaceted and
Yeah.
complex goals that
Yeah.
involve so many things. And then when we start, we get overwhelmed and just drop it.
Yes.
So when
Yes.
you have that kind of a plan, whatever kind of plan you have and you're struggling with, break it down into cells. Just chop it up.
Mm-hmm.
Start with the
Yeah.
little ones, and you realize that you're making progress. And then when you make a progress in one stage, you see the success. It encourages you to go ahead.
Yeah.
But when you were doing the
Yeah.
big plan, because it was so overwhelming, you were just overwhelmed and discouraged. But by the time you start doing it little by little, you get encouraged. And then one of the
Mm-hmm.
things I stressed in my book is you learn to also reward yourself, praise yourself sometimes. When you get to different stages of the planning
Yeah.
execution of the
Yeah.
stages,
Yeah.
you need to
Yeah.
celebrate your wins, because if you don't,
Yeah.
sometimes it can be discouraging. Yeah. So,
Totally. Ah,
mm,
so amazing. Now, there's this popular saying as when you fail to plan, you plan to
you're
fail.
planning to
We
fail.
have to we have to
Yeah.
plan everything because some people don't like. There are some things. There's sometimes that I don't want to plan anything. I just want it to. I always want it to happen, happen by magic. And there are some people who suffer from laziness syndrome
Magic.
and procrastination. Do we have to
Mm.
plan everything? Are there some things we should not plan and just allow
Do
it
you
to?
know that?
Yeah.
Do you know the funny thing about human beings is that whether you know it or not, you are planning. We plan
Mm,
unconsciously, subconsciously. You're just saying
okay.
planning because it doesn't mean because you have given it title plan that you're planning.
Mm,
Just as you're
okay.
sitting down now, maybe you're thinking
Yeah.
of, okay, maybe after this, what am I going to eat? You're saying, oh, so I'll eat this. You're already planning. Do you
Yeah.
understand? We plan all the time. It's just that we don't know that we're planning. So now
Okay.
that you have realized that you plan all the time, why don't you just take out time and do it well? Whatever is what doing well. So when you do it,
Yeah.
you get it. It's just that that saying is true, but it's not detailed or specific because we are always planning. It's just that you have to plan the right way. So
Mm-hmm.
whenever you will have an idea in your head, you're already telling yourself, oh, I'm going to do it this way, I'm going to go about it that way. You're already planning subconsciously. But when you now
Okay.
do it the right way, the proper way, then you get the good and beautiful results that you have. And concerning laziness and procrastination that you mentioned, in my book, I have 3 chapters dedicated to the enemies of planning and execution. So I listed them. Laziness is
Yeah.
part of them, procrastination is part of them, and I listed about 17 of them. And then I gave solutions, what you can do to overcome them as you plan.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. We definitely need to get that book. So, effective planning and execution. Who is it for? This book. Who exactly is it for? For women only? For
When
men?
people ask me this question, I smile
Yeah.
because the question I just answered, just
Yeah.
everybody needs it,
Okay. All
But
right.
because I'm a
Mm-hmm.
career coach and a
Yeah.
life coach, and I
Mm-hmm.
basically, most of my clients are teenagers and young adults, people that are still trying to find their
Okay.
foot in their career, I
Yeah.
always recommend it to them. But I have also found out that, like, I have a lot of contacts and colleagues that are planning their retirement and they don't
Yeah.
know where to start from. So, as long
Yeah.
as you're a human being and you have goals, you have targets, you
Yeah.
have aspirations, you have dreams, you need this book. Because as
Okay.
long as you have something you want to achieve, you need to
Mm-hmm.
plan. And so you need this book. So it's for everybody, really, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's amazing. So
So it's not for
if
only
someone
women,
wants
no. Man, woman, boy, girl, everybody.
okay, how can we reach you to order it? For anyone that wants to order, what should the person do immediately?
Yeah. Okay, you can go to my website. The website is www.boostsfromfaithacademy. Boost is BOOSTS. It has an S to it.
Okay.
Boostsfromfaithacademy.com. www.boostsfromfaithacademy.com, or you can send us a message on 080
Okay.
22 988 944. Either send out a text message or WhatsApp message, or we'll respond immediately and send you the account details to pay into. And then we'll also have an ebook version of the book very soon. It will be on Amazon, it will be on Kindle, so you can get your copies there. And then Later on in the year, we'll also have the audio copy of the book. So
Wow.
it gets easier by the
Wow.
day. You can also get
Yeah.
it from my website, www.drfaithobafemi.com.
Okay.
So we have many platforms for you to get it from.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. And so all the links is in
Thank you
this
too.
video, so you can, anyone that wants it, you can just check below and you will see all the links that you need. So just before we round up, in
Yeah.
this journey to really, because I say that you're really passionate about this thing that you do, in this journey, what are the challenges, what are the obstacles that you faced, and how did
Yep.
you overcome them?
Um, I think for me, one of the obstacles I faced was people seeing me in another light. For years, people had known me as a doctor. She
Mm-hmm.
treats, she works in university, she works in the hospital because we have veterinary teaching hospital where we do call duties too. So that's what people
Okay.
have known me for years. So when I started this coaching thing, a lot of people were just like, oh, she's just fulfilling a hobby or she's just passing away time.
Yeah.
And with
Yeah.
time, people saw that it's a passion and I'm doing it with everything in me. And now a lot of people are beginning to see, oh, one of my secondary school classmates told me 2 days ago, he said, like joke, you are getting deeper and better at this thing, as in you are becoming popular at this. And I said, oh, thank you for noticing. Because now they see that this is just not a
Yeah.
hobby for me, it's a
Yeah.
lifetime
Yeah.
passion and I
Yeah.
feel fulfilled every day. And the beautiful reward is when you get a client that is so confused and they come to you and they get clarity and they are making progress in life. It's so sweet,
Mhm.
you get
Yeah,
fulfilled.
it is.
So, and I
Yeah.
realized I'd been doing this for years as a lecturer. It's just that it wasn't refined. So, but now it's more
Yeah.
refined,
Yeah.
it's more
Yeah.
fulfilling, it's
Yeah.
beautiful. Another
Yeah.
obstacle I would say is that which 19 season, and it came at the right time for me because my coach kept telling me when you're building your business, always try to have a virtual presence, an online presence. So from the
Yeah.
onset, I had that in my plan. So when COVID came, it was just like an encouragement, something to pad it up. So that's why
Yeah.
Boost from Faith Academy is totally virtual with virtual coaching outfit. Yes, we can
Yeah.
do physical if you want, but
Yeah.
our natural build is virtual. So all our clients, that's why we have clients all over the world, not only in Nigeria, we have in
Yeah.
Canada, we have in UK, even in the US. And that was why the conference you mentioned earlier, it's one of the products of Boost from Faith Academy. It's an annual
Yeah.
conference where we bring facilitators, experts in academia, business, and other fields to empower registered people. The Deputy Executive Secretary of NUC, he taught on the right schools to apply to for admission, how things
Wow.
to consider. It was really enlightening. We had professors from
Wow.
UK talking to us about certain things. It was really empowering. We had a coach on drug addiction that came to talk to our young audience about staying off drugs and all that. And the next edition is going to be February next year. So, but we have our
Wow.
registration link already at the website. I called out earlier. And the reason why we're
Okay.
starting early registration is because we do early bird. From November, it becomes 25,000 naira. And from December, it moves to
Mm.
30,000 naira. So this is a beautiful time for you to log on to
Mm.
www.boostfromfaithacademy.com and register early so that you get the early bird fee. It's going to be a loaded pack. In this one,
Wow.
we're going to be enlightening and giving resources on how to get admission abroad very easy, how to get scholarships, how to work abroad,
Mm.
so many things, because a lot of people need this information after COVID-19. So, and
Yeah.
then we're also going to be having the executive secretary from JAM to come and enlighten our youth on when applying and filling your JAM form. So many other people are coming, how to build your business, how to manage your finance and all that. So it's going to be loaded, really.
It is really loaded. Ah, wow. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
for being
Thank
on our
you
platform
too.
today and for sharing your knowledge with us. We really, really appreciate you. Do you have any last words for
Thank you
anyone that is
too.
not planning, that is just living life, that is not effectively planning? What is the last
Um,
word that you have for that person?
one of my I have a chapter in my book that talks about my 10 popular quotes, and one of them is proper planning prevents panic. When you plan properly, you're never in panic mode. Life cannot be perfect, but you can reduce the hassles and the frustrations along your path. And as I said earlier,
Yes,
subconsciously and unconsciously, you are planning. It's just that you don't know that you are planning. So since you now know that whether you know it or not,
yes,
you're planning, then plan the right way. Do it the right way. It's for your own benefit. And
yes,
at the end of the day, it is you that will be fulfilled and successful. Thank you
yeah.
so much for this. And you're doing a beautiful work.
Thank
More
you.
grace to you. More grace.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. So that was
Thank you
Dr. Faith
too.
on effective planning and execution. So make sure you grab the book right now while it is still on pre-order and prepare to attend the conference. And guys, don't forget to subscribe to our
Mhm.
channel, share out this video, let us know what are your thoughts, what are the things that you would like to see, or what would you like to learn, and we will bring an expert to come and teach you. See you guys
Mhm.
next time. Have a lovely, lovely evening.